Welcome to another installment of Rhodes Printing and You, A Journey to Success. Episode 7. The Separationing. Well, folks, today we are going to be working with photorealistic screen printing. And what I want to work with specifically is in the nature of our graphic designers and how to output the film and prepare the artwork for simulated process screen printing. I've got this preloaded in CorelDRAW. This can be done out of Adobe Illustrator as well. And then we're going to export a PNG from there and wind up in another piece of software called Sep Studio, and it's so easy and so much fun to work with. So here we go. Step number one is once we have our PNG, we have to make sure that this has a transparent background. If it has a big white square behind it, then that big white square is going to print on the shirt. Simulated process printing allows us to print full color photo not only on white shirts, but also on black or green or any color shirt. So there we go. I'm showing you that this image is ready to go. It does not have any white behind it. It does have a completely transparent background. And we are using screen mirroring during this process, which creates a little bit of a lag. But I actually did that intentionally so that I wouldn't move too fast. So I've shown you that our art is ready to go. The next step is we need to make sure it's the correct size. So we'll assume that this is going on the back side of a t-shirt and that we want it to be 12 inches wide and no more than 14 inches tall. So we can see that it's at 15 inches wide right now, and that won't do. So we're going to bring that down to 12 inches wide. Okay, now our image is the correct size. We have it selected, and we're going to export this image. Our shortcut, our hotkeys for that is Control E. But I'm going to try to do this the hard way so that you see it happen. Although, to be honest, I'm so used to using hotkeys that I don't remember how to do it without using them. So I'm learning now. Export. Now here we've got multiple options. It defaults to JPEG many times, so we want to make sure that we have PNG selected. And it is selected only. If that is not selected, it's going to choose everything that is in your file. It could create a huge file and also not make much sense to you. So we've got export. Okay, there's our preview image. We're going to hit OK. At this point, we already have Sep Studio up and running. Here it is. We're going to open the file that we just exported. And it should be on our desktop. There it is. Like a fool, I didn't even name it, but it's untitled, so we're good. We're going to open that, and that's going to bring that in to Sep Studio. Now there's our image. It is on a graphite colored shirt right now, so that's the background, is a graphite colored shirt. If I chose black, that would make this look a whole lot better because this image does not have any black in it right now, and I'll show you how to get there. But if you were on a black shirt, you don't have to worry about producing any black ink. This Sep Studio software automatically figures where the black is and removes it and plans on you printing on a black shirt. That's what this software works best with, actually, is on a black shirt. And it seems that most of our customers want a black shirt, so it works out pretty good. But for the sake of learning, we're going to assume that it's not as easy as a black shirt, and we're going to say that they want what's going to look good with this parrot here. Maybe a, oh, that'll be fun, a safety yellow shirt, safety green. That'll get your attention. That'll wake you up in the morning right there. Okay, so as you might have guessed here, we're going to go to Generate Black. We choose Sharper, and we use the exact same file, and it's just going to take the exact same file, except all it's going to do is give us a black channel now. There it is. Now, if you can see down here, this is our composite image on the very left bottom, and these other squares. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So if we were to print this just like it is and have it look exactly like that, then we would have 10 screens on our press. Now the press that we currently have, we have 2 automatic presses that we work off of, but the maximum ink color that we have at our disposal is 6. So clearly we're going to have to figure out how to whittle this down a little bit, and that can be done pretty easily. So we're going to go up here to Channels and start getting rid of things by merging. We're actually not getting rid of them, we're merging them. So we're going to merge gray. What happens when you merge the gray is that it takes the gray and turns it into the white top. And I'm watching the image as I merge these colors to make sure that nothing changes wildly. Our next is Merge Purple. Sometimes purple and turquoise are important colors, and if you merge them out, you really lose a lot in the image. So we'll see what happens here. If we merge purple, still not a significant difference. And we'll merge the turquoise, and let's see what happens. It did change a little bit there. Not enough that I think it's going to be a problem for us. So right now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're getting there. We're at 7 colors. There's a couple things we can do. The easiest thing we can do is remove the white top. So what happens when we have a white top is we would put the underbase on the first head of our press and the white top on the very last head, the 6th head of our press. Of course, this is be the 7th, which we don't have. But assuming that we did have a 7th head, we'd put the white top on the 7th head. And what would allow that to happen is the print quality really wouldn't change much from what I'm going to show you we're going to do. But what it would do is it would make us print a little bit faster. So if we had 1,000 shirts or so, we'd certainly want to try to figure out how to make this artwork have a white top, because that's going to save us a lot of time in production. In this case, we just don't have the space for it. So by right-clicking on this channel, this white top channel, I'm going to, I'm sorry, I chose the wrong thing. We're going to go up to Channels, and we're going to Apply Channel. And our source is going to be white top, and I bet you can guess that our target is going to be the underbase, because it's just another shade of white. Alright, I've applied that. Now we can right click on our white top and delete that. So we still have an image that looks really good. It's just time to fine-tune this image. So what I want to start with is right clicking on my underbase, and I'm going to adjust channel. What I want to do is saturate that white just a little bit more. This will be our underbase. We'll put this on head 1, and it will flash and then print the other colors on top of it. And if need be, the press operator or production manager might even choose to print head 1, flash it, and then step back and print it a second time to give it an extra level of brightness. Alright, this is looking really good already. I'm going to increase our black. That's going to make a huge difference for us, the same way that we did with that white. I move this box over here so that I can see my image while I'm working on it. There we go. And I just give it a click and then see what happens. There, that's nice. I'm feeling like Bob Ross right now. This is great. Okay, I like that a lot for the black. I want to increase my saturation on these other colors as well. The blue, I don't know. The blue's pretty good, so we may leave it alone, or we may just tweak it just a little bit. So we're going to adjust our red here. And that looks pretty great, I think. Let's see if we can do anything with this royal blue. Like I said, this is the one color that I think I'm the most happy with. Although I do like that better. Maybe that's a little dark. Okay, that definitely is a little dark. Right there. So we just nudged it up just a little bit, not too much. And yellow. I think this one's going to make a pretty big difference. All right. Oh, I got ahead of myself. Ben Heaton commented on my Facebook post, so I must have said something hilarious. All right. And guys, I think my 2-year-old daughter is coming into the room to say goodnight. We're going to adjust the screen. Okay. And that looks pretty good. Okay, we are ready with this. I will show you a couple things. You can click on each screen and it'll pull up exactly what you've got here. So if it gives you a really good idea of what each screen is going to look like when we develop it. There's our red, our blue, our yellow, which will be difficult to see on this safety green shirt, and our green. And I will say that even though that looks like it's difficult to see, and if you know anything about screen printing, you might say, well, why don't we just leave that knocked out? The way Sep Studio works is it is going to put a white underbase where that yellow belongs, so we do have to print that yellow underneath there, otherwise we're not going to get a good image. There are some things we can do. I want to show you how to use the saturation and desaturation tool. I'll go back to my proof positive here so I see all these colors at once. If I just wanted, say, the yellow in his beak to stand out a little more, what we could do is I could select this yellow and this black drop here, this black oil drop looking tool, that's your saturation tool. And we're going to up the width of that brush because that's just too small. So I'm just going to make it 100. And you can see, and when I click back on proof positive, it'll show you the difference there. Very bright and very yellow. So we could do the same here with this green if we wanted to up the green. And then if I click back on our proof positive, let's see here, let's put a little more work in there. That's going to be very green now. Oh, but that helped a lot. That is one beautiful bird. Okay, so at this point we are ready to go. Desaturate tool. I'm not going to show you how that works. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you saw saturate work, desaturate does the exact same thing. If you wanted to erase altogether, say this little black tip down here, if we just decided, you know what, that black tip doesn't need to be there, that can go away that easily. Okay, so we're going to go File, and we're going to go Save As. Make sure that it lines up on our desktop, and we're going to leave it as untitled because we already did that with a PNG. So, and this is just for the sake of this video. This is not a real image that we're printing. So we've saved this to our desktop. Now at this point, we're going to go back into Corel Draw, and I want to show you how to prepare this for film. We've got our PNG here, which is good. We want to keep that there because we're going to use it for comparison as we build our film. All right, so Untitled, this EPS file, that's what comes out of Separation Studio. So we're going to go ahead and open that. And there's no text there, so it doesn't matter. Okay, and there it is. Now, there are actually 6 images here. They're all layered on top of each other. The very first thing I'm going to do is our film is always 17 inches wide. And we see that this image is 9.7 inches tall, but we're going to put some registration marks on all 4 sides of it. So we know that it's going to be 17 inches wide, so we can go ahead and do that. And we know registration marks. By the time we put registration marks on, we're going to call it 10 inches now, but by the time we add the registration marks, that's another 11 and then 12 inches for the top and bottom. So we'll say it's a 17 by 12 artboard. The next step is, now I've got all 6 pieces of film right there. So if I select this first one and I hit Shift Page Down, I'm working in Corel, so obviously it's a different hotkey command in Illustrator, but this works for me, so this is the way I recommend doing it. In Corel, Shift Page Down. Oh, what just happened here? Oh, using screen mirroring, I'm not familiar with this. Let's see here. Do you want to turn on filter keys? Or repeated keystrokes, slow down the keyboard, repeat rate. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Okay, so we'll just not use hotkeys for now. Maybe I'll have to do a training video on how to use screen mirroring. Where are my layers? Order. To back of page. Okay. And the reason I'm doing this, I want to get an image up front that is very clear. So that white underbase is really what I'm looking for. And where was that? Sorry. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. This is not something that I do on a regular basis. At least not this way. Separation Studio is a great tool. There's a lot of screen printing companies that have no idea how to do this. So this is something we can offer to our customers that helps to set us apart and produce results that a lot of people don't think is even possible. So it's great to be able to do this. Order to back of page. Okay, well there's our black, so that's pretty good. I can see what that is. So I'm going to grab some registration marks over here in our proof file. And we're going to copy this and bring it back over here. I'll set that up there, off center, intentionally off center. I think it's off center anyway. Same deal here. And I'll put one here, as well as one here. Now I'm going to select all 6 pieces of film. Whoops. Sorry, I'm dragging a box here, trying to grab a box. This lag is getting to me. Alright, here's the goal. We are going to select all 6 pieces of film, plus those registration marks. Alright, that should do it. And we want to align and distribute. This is how we get our center marks on the board. So if we want this to print dead center on the shirt, we better get our registration marks dead center on the film. And there they are. Now I know I made these 2 registration marks over here, but upon further thought, it's really not necessary. I can take these 2 and duplicate them using the plus sign, and then I can go up here and rotate them 90 degrees, and that speeds me up just a little bit. Okay, the next step is we need to label each one of these. This can be, when this film comes out, this can be difficult for our press operator or our production manager to tell what color, by the time it's burned on a screen, to tell what color of ink is going on that screen. So we can do everyone a great service if we label it. So we know this is black, and I know this is going to go on head 3. So head 1 of this job is going to be that white underbase. Head 2 is a flash unit, so there's never going to be an ink color there. And head 3 is going to be black, and I'll show you how we come to that conclusion in just a moment. But I'm actually putting this on the art so that it will print out with our film and be easy for everyone who's working with it. I'm just going to line that up next to the registration mark. That way, when it's on the press and they're ready to print and they've got to tape up their registration marks, it's right there next to it and they don't have to go hunt for it, and they can probably knock that out with one piece of film. So let me show you real quick how we decide what head goes where. If we go back to Separation Studio, such a powerful piece of software, so easy and user-friendly. It is all in order. So white underbase is head 1, then your next color is black, your next color is red, blue, gold, and green. So we can actually tell our production department exactly how to operate so that they have success. If they follow the orders, if we do our job right and give them clear instructions, they'll be able to print this easily and with great success. Great success. Alright, so I'm going to copy. I've got everything selected. We're going to copy, and now I'm going to make 6 pages. Actually, I've got 1 page already, so I'm just going to duplicate a page by hitting this little plus sign on the page down here. And for some reason it auto-rotated. That was inconvenient, but it's okay. We can fix that. And we're going to hit Control V to paste. I'm not worried about doing any edits at this point. I just need to get up to 6 pages with all of this information on all 6 pages. So there's my third page. And Control V for paste for my 4th page. One more. My 5th page. And finally, pasting every single image plus my registration marks plus the text on my 6th page. Now, I only need one image that is black. So here's how we do this. We've made it this far. This is where it gets kind of fun. So I'm gonna select this. I'm going to hit delete. Delete 1. I'm on page 6. Keep in mind I'm on page 6. Delete 2. Delete 3. Delete 4. And delete 5, which leaves one image here. If I were to delete that, that would be all the images. So now I'm going to go to page 5. You'll see the equation come to shape here. Delete 1. Delete 2. Delete 3. And delete 4. So that's my 5th image on page 5. Page 4. Delete 1. Delete 2. Delete 3. There's my 4th image. Page 3. Delete 1. Delete 2. There's my 3rd image. Page 2. Maybe. Here we go. Delete 1. Okay, so we're going to start at page 1 and make sure that we're good. We're going to go through each page and label it. That's the last step here. So we've got black. We can tell that that's black. We know that's head 3. Page 2, that's pretty obviously white. So we know we can just type, whoops, let's see here. There it goes. White, head 1. Page 3. Alright, now if we're not sure what color that is, easy way to tell. We know it's not black, we know it's not white. We can go over here and look at our patterns. It could be yellow, maybe. Could be green. Let's go back and look. I'm going to call that green. So what head did green go on? I did not take count of that. Okay, green is on head 6. Green, head 6. By process of elimination, this should get a little easier. Alright, that is, I believe, yellow. Let's go look and make sure. That is yellow. Wait, is it? No. Could be red. We can tell the red is a lot more focused. Okay, so the yellow has this beak up here as well. So we'll go back and look and see if that's yellow or red. If it's yellow, it's going to be head 5. If it's red, it's going to be head 4. I'm sorry, head 3. Okay, and oh, I mislabeled the green. The green would be head 7. Okay, so this is the yellow because I see the beak. Yellow, and I believe I said that would be head 6 if the green needs to be on head 7. So let's go find that green. Yeah. I'm going to click down here and make sure that that is correct. So yes, there it is. Green is on head 7, yellow is on head 6. Alright, this is clearly royal blue, which is head 5. And I am careful to write royal, although I did misspell royal, because if you just type blue, our production department might say, do you mean light blue? Blue is one of those colors where it's like, what do you mean, navy blue, light blue, royal blue? So if you mean royal, type royal. What would we say this is? Head 5. And finally the red. Now this goes a lot quicker when you're not doing screen mirroring and narrating everything, so don't be intimidated by the length of this video. Okay, so there it all is. At this point, it's as simple as printing. So I'm going to use my hotkey here for Control P to bring up my print dialog box. It's all ready to AccuRip. What we want is AccuRip to Epson 4900. We'll go into our settings. Our artboard is 17 inches by 12 inches. We go advanced. We're going to choose postscript custom page size. And that gives us our opportunity to key in 17 by 12. We're good there. We're good. And you can see that it changed. We're going to output all 6 pages at once. On our separations, we want to make sure that all we have is black. And that is all that we have. So if we were to hit print right now, we'd get 6 perfect pieces of film. They could put it on a press and deliver a really fantastic looking product to a customer. Okay guys, that's it on how to make parrots on t-shirts 101.